here with a light beam. And their kittens are playing. And they're showing me Oscar waddles back. Oh my god, it's hysterical. That was just so freaking funny. So this light beam is showing me the islands. I think I can't remember. I think it's Singali, over by Madagascar. I think. You know the ones where no one is allowed to go. Yes, thank you, thank you. And the Christian guy died because he wasn't supposed to go over there, and the whole world went, well, you know what? We told you you weren't supposed to go, and what the fuck did you do? You did that. So they showed me that one island, and they showed me that the only way that they would be able to go onto this island was if they had on extremely, extremely thick, huge uniforms, like NASA space uniforms. But these uniforms would also have to be, these uniforms would also have to be, these uniforms would also have to be bulletproof, knife proof. They would have to be able to withstand anything sharp that could hurt them. And I'm being shown then the people on the island coming out with their bayonets is what I want to say. But you know what I'm talking about, and attacking, but these people don't die. And what they're able to do is go forward and try to give them a message. But the problem is that these people don't know the language. They don't know any modern language. They don't, 211 on the timer, they don't know any modern language. They only know their own language. And there isn't a way for anybody to get in there and learn their language, because nobody's allowed to visit the island. So you can only kind of have an idea of what else is around there, of what the language could possibly be. But it's been so long that this language has evolved on its own, okay? You know, someday they will be the explorers and exploring out, but not at this point in time. And blessed be. And they're showing me how they can't communicate with these people. You know, even if they take years and they, you know, like, you know, and I might have asked something, but I can't remember, but it was referenced about how even if they took planes and he wants his food, and they dropped stuff down, it's still not going to matter. It's going to scare them. They're not going to want to touch it. But they're also telling me that there are contaminants on it. So if, say, we were to go over those islands and just start dropping stuff down to help them learn the language, the contaminants on those would just kill everybody on the islands, because they don't have the germ protection that we have. They don't have the shots and the booster shots and all that. They don't have any of that. You know, this is like when we gave the indigenous people smallpox and other things. Of course, then they gave you guys stuff too. Gonorrhea. And that's what they're showing me. And I said, okay. Here, we can feed a puppy together. He's got a little sandwich here he wants. And I'm going to channel while I'm doing this, and they understand that. Yeah, because they're sad. They're sad that the dog is sad because he hasn't had a sandwich. I haven't had my sandwich yet either. I'm talking to you guys. Hi, Flo. I don't know why I just said that. Ooh, my right arm is like, ooh. So then they picked it up and they put it in a bubble. They put the island in a bubble. And then they took it outside of the earth. And they said man around themselves is destroying themselves. And this island eventually is going to be the only thing left. We are at war for stupid shit because colonials still want what? Just, you know, come on. It's bullshit. One person wants to subjugate the other person to control them so that they can have the control, so that everybody else has to do what they say because God forbid anybody say no or have personal autonomy. We all agree on what the rules are. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Leave children alone. 18-year-olds are still children. I'm sorry, but human puberty stops at 22, just for any of you that need to know. And then you have like this little thing between 22 and 25 where your body readjusts, and that's why at 25 your whole brain chemistry changes. If anybody needed to know that. I love you very dearly. I'm glad I could share my momness with you. But they brought this bubble outside of the earth, and I was like, oh, is it its own little like galaxy, you know, maybe it's this da 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 da. And then they showed me the other planets, and they started with Mars, and they showed me Mercury and Venus, and how they came in, they said. They came into the galaxy to talk for peace. He's such a good boy. And they didn't understand the diseases that were going to kill the planets. And these were planets that could go between each other. And they understood the others were there. But when people started getting sick because the aliens came to visit to look just like them without a NASA uniform to protect them. It's for you. You can have it. Oh, we're delicate. We're delicate. We're delicate. Oh, we're delicate. For the love of God. Anyway, if you have a pug, you know what this all is. And they started going around and they started to get to know the people. And then they made them sick because no immunization. The Earthlings were like the people on not the Earthlings, but the other people on the planets were just like the people on that island. They had no immunity from their diseases. Just like the indigenous people in the United States had no immunization or awareness of smallpox. Their immune systems were just taken over. It created war and havoc. And these people on these other planets fled to Earth. Their last bastion of hope, they said. And they brought the war here. They brought the war here. And these light beings and these people have been trying to get us messages. That's why there are so many clairvoyants right now. Yeah. They've been trying to get us. They're like tiny little club sandwiches. Look, they're so tiny. Like tiny little turkey clubs. He's going to be delicate. He's going to just get it all over. Oh, he's going to. And, oh God, they love the dog. They're hysterical. They're so funny. And they said, so we had to take your planet and realize we can't go there. The ones who survived this sickness or didn't get it or whatever, I think there are actually people that survived it, as well as people who didn't get it. It was both groups coming down in shuttles to the Earth's land. And the Earth understood what was going on. And so they show me how the Earth then became like this island where they can't come down here unless they look like aliens. Because A, those suits are indestructible and we can't kill them. And B, they can't give us any more of their viruses. Hey, Yuki. They can't, and we'll give you this one over here. They can't give us any more of their disease, because to do that means that, get your hand, means that they would kill the planet. Everybody on this planet would die, and there would be no more planets in this solar system, and it would just be a dead solar system. They didn't want this to happen. They didn't mean this to happen. That's why it's true too. That's true too. They're showing me how a star had already seeded on this planet. The moon had crashed into the Earth. The star had already seeded on this planet. This planet already had life when all of this started to go down. And because there was fresh new life here, thank you, they had to protect this planet. So that's why when you see aliens, they don't look like humans. That's why I was just told they're alien-human hybrids. Oh, God. So, ooh, that's a push. Yeah. And if you are clairvoyant and receptive, you will hear this and know what I'm talking about. My goodness. So they need you to know that. They need you to understand that. I just asked them, are there other aliens that would be out there to hurt us, or blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, there's aliens everywhere, of course, you know, whatever. But they're not coming here because they all know it's like those islands where if you come here and we kill you, hello, Roswell, I was just told, because you're being stupid, no one's going to feel bad for you. It's the exact same principle. You're such a good boy, baby. I know. There's that first. That's fair. I'm not gonna quibble with that. They love me. They love me feeding the dog. Don't ask. That's a push. So I'm being told. One, this is why they're coming to you now. There's too much war and too much fighting here. It needs to be resolved because this is because of them. Because they gave people sickness and they didn't mean to. They also said it's the oldest disease on the planet that still isn't cured. That's what it is. It's the oldest disease on the planet that still hasn't been cured. And they say it would be very easy to cure it because they cured it. It's just they carry it on them. They carry it on them. You know, for all the immunizations we have other germs on us that'll kill other people. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'll take that one. Yes. It's such a rush and up through my neck. Yes, I do feed my dog sandwiches. They're little ones. I make myself a sandwich and I feed them like the end of it. There's water on the floor. So they need you to know that this planet is like that island. That's why they look the way they do. And it's like they're trying to get this message through to help us get rid of this sickness so that we can stop warring. Because it's time to stop warring. We were never a people of war before. They just showed me that's why we have democracy, because those were the people. That's how all of the planets were run before that were inhabited, they say, because not all of them were inhabited, because obviously you can't inhabit Jupiter. And then one of them just went, boo. Cute. So that is why they said this is why we need to stop warring. This is really, 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 really important. It's not what you see and hear, it's what you say and do. It's taking responsibility for your actions and understanding things are wrong. And these were things that before was understood on this planet, on all the planets. But then sickness made war, which ravaged everything, and everybody became injured mentally because of all of the wars. And then we brought it here. And then they brought it here to a planet that was already seeded, because they're showing me where this was still like everybody was like, oh, that planet's got a seed on it. It was pregnant. This will make some sense to some. This will not make sense to others. I don't know. Maybe it's just a nice story to listen to. But this is what they're telling me. And they're saying it's time to stop warring because it's time to take care of ourselves. Because if something bigger comes in, we're not going to be prepared for it. Because there is a bigger virus on this planet, and it is that black spot in people's soul. And they often call it on this planet narcissism. They call it by other things in other places. It's just a black spot. And they need you to know that. Because if something bigger comes in, you need to be prepared. Especially if it's something bigger that just happens on this planet. Because they've been around this planet. They understand how to put different bodysuits on now. And they know the planet doesn't like any of this war that's going on, and they're ready for peace. So peace is in your hands. It's up to you. It's what you do. It's what you hear and see, and not what you say and do. You know what I'm saying? It's what you see and hear. It's not what you say and do. Because sometimes you just, I said that reverse. Sometimes they dyslexia me. It's not what you hear and see. It's what you say and do. Take that how it resonates. Do you have anything else? Ears are burning. There is going to be a heat wave we need to prepare for. Okay, we're done. Okay. Be good, behave, be happy, and be yourself, guys.